You know, whenever India and Pakistan face off in cricket, it is always, always more than just a game. But when it's the next generation of superstars in a huge under-19 Asia Cup match, well, then you're literally watching the future of a legendary rivalry being written. So let's get into it and break down exactly how this latest chapter went down.
I mean, the setup was pure drama. You've got a delayed start because of rain, which means a shorter, more intense match, and two of the fiercest rivals in youth cricket just itching to get out there. The question on everyone's mind was pretty simple. In these tricky conditions, who was going to step up? Who was going to seize the day? So the scene was the ICC Academy in Dubai, a really big Group A clash in the ACC Men's U19 Asia Cup. But right off the bat, the weather decided to play a part, causing a pretty big delay. That shortened the match for both teams, which, just adds another layer of unpredictability to an already tense situation. And the first critical decision of the day, it went Pakistan's way. They won the toss, and probably hoping to use those damp conditions to get a little extra swing and movement off the pitch, they chose to go first. Just like that, the pressure was immediately on India's young batsmen to set a target.
So, did India respond to that pressure? Oh, absolutely. They came out with a really clear game plan. Dominate from the very first ball. They were swinging for the fences.
And this number right here, it tells you just how fast they started. 78 runs in the first 10 overs alone. That is an incredibly aggressive run rate, nearly 8 and over. It was a huge signal that India wasn't just trying to build a score, they were going for a massive one. And who was leading that charge? The Indian captain himself, Ayush Matre. He put on a show, a blistering 38 runs off just 25 balls. His innings was just packed with boundaries and 3 huge sixes that really set a crazy pace for his team. But cricket is all about those momentum shifts, right? After that initial explosion from India, Pakistan's bowlers knew they had to claw their way back into the game. And they did it with a really smart, disciplined attack that just put the squeeze on. And this is the crucial part. Pakistan didn't panic. Not at all. Instead, they just focused on discipline, hitting their lines and lengths, and applying relentless pressure. This strategy, taking wickets at regular intervals, completely flipped the dynamic of the innings on its head. And here are the guys who did it, the architects of that squeeze. Mohammad Syam led the charge, taking 3 massive wickets. Then you had Abdul Subhan and Nakab Shafiq chipping in with 2 wickets apiece. Their combined effort really put the brakes on India's explosive start. So, with wickets falling and the run rate starting to slow down, India was in a bit of trouble. They needed someone to steady the ship to make sure they could still post a competitive score. And this is where the roles of the anchor and the finisher become just so important. Now, for anyone who might be newer to cricket, what exactly is an anchor? Well, think of them as the glue that holds a batting lineup together. When there's chaos happening at the other end, the anchor provides stability. They bat for a long time, and they build the foundation for a good score. It's a job that takes a ton of concentration and control. So after the captain's early fireworks, it was Aaron George who stepped up to play that crucial anchor role. And while Kanishk Chauhan came in with a really valuable late surge, you can see George's innings was easily the biggest and most important contribution of the 3. Let's be clear, Aaron George's 85 was the absolute backbone of India's innings. It was a really mature, controlled performance, full of 12 well-placed fours that stopped a total collapse and gave the Indian bowlers something to actually fight for. And that something ended up being this number, 231. After their 43.3 overs, that was the final score India put on the board. A decent, competitive total, especially considering the pressure Pakistan's bowlers put them under. The stage was now set for the chase. Okay, so with a target of 231 to win, Pakistan came out to bat. And their reply? It wasn't just effective, it was utterly dominant. I think this quote from the match reports just says it all, doesn't it? There was no late-game drama, no nail-biting finish. Pakistan's batsmen just approached the chase with this calm confidence that completely dismantled the Indian bowling attack. It really was a comfortable cruise to victory. And this victory wasn't just because of 1 or 2 brilliant players. It was a complete team effort. They handled India's opening bowlers, they built partnerships methodically, and they never let the required run rate get out of hand. It was just a really clinical and mature way to chase down a target. And here it is, the final stark result. India makes 231, and Pakistan chases it down to win by a massive 90-run margin. In a U19 contest between these two rivals, a margin that large isn't just a victory, it's a decisive statement, a real show of superiority on the day.
So what do we take away from this? This was a comprehensive, dominant win for Pakistan's under-19 team over their biggest rivals. It was a showcase of some immense young talent that sets a really fascinating tone for the years ahead. It leaves all of us with one big question. What does a result like this signal for the future of cricket's most iconic rivalry?